Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and thanks for joining us here at Chautauqua Sunrise at Channel 1301 on Spectrum. And also for those of you that are listening to me on WRFA 107.9, Low Power to the People in Jamestown. Thanks for joining us Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And if you're watching me wherever you are in the world, hi, because you know we stream and people do check in from time to time throughout the world. Hope you're all doing well. My allergies seem to be improving. Last week they were pretty rough. Now my wife, she tells me that I gave her it. I don't know how you give somebody allergies, but the dog didn't do it, so it must have been me. Anyways, we're trying to recoup from all this nasal congestion and pollen and stuff. Woo. So anyways, I apologize ahead of time if I end up coughing in the middle of the show, but I'll do my utmost best not to. Justin, I thought we had the wrong day for the show today. It's beautiful out.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
We were kind of keeping track. Almost every Saturday for a while there, it was either raining or snowing with very little sunshine, but it is absolutely gorgeous out there. And I think that it's going to be a nice day for doing whatever you want to do out there. And as you know, I love Chautauqua County, and there is so much to do here. You know, I know there's some fishing tournaments, and there's wine tasting, and there's kayaking and music all over the place. So get out there and enjoy the day, you know, farmers markets and so on. Okay, but today is one of those exceptions for some reason. I was starting to think we were going to have a wet spring, but it looks like it's shaping up good. All right. Being a live show here in Chautauqua County, you have the opportunity to call in. And if you have an announcement, something you want to share with us, a question for myself or my guest, give us a call at 716-753-5225. Or you can email anything that you would like us to announce throughout the week, and we'll be happy to get it out for you free of charge. You just send it to Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com. Okay? And that's what you see me every week, reading off these yellow papers here, information that's been sent to us. And we have a commitment to sharing information with you because someone over here sent it to us to send to you and vice versa. So we're sort of like a clearinghouse for information. And speaking of information and updates and community stuff, I want to tell you that last week we talked about Becky's new car. It's a play that I'm in with some extremely talented people. I'm still trying to figure out how I got into it, but it's been rescheduled. We got hit with some sickness and illness, and the crew is going to be back, and we're going to be having 4 shows. It'll be June 24th through the 26th. Let me make sure I'm not lying about that. I want to check my calendar. I do this all the time. It's Friday the 24th at 7:30. There's going to be 2 shows on the 25th. There's going to be a matinee at 2 and then a show on Saturday at 7:30. And then Sunday the 26th, there'll be a 2 o'clock matinee as well. So I'll be happy if I'm talking after 4 shows. Excuse me. But it's a great show, and if you haven't had the opportunity to see it yet, or you were planning on it, end of June, you can get tickets. Just go to Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and they have a ticket spot there. You can buy your tickets online, $20, and it's well worth it. It's a 2-hour show and lots of fun. It's basically a comedy, and I think you'll enjoy it. I did talk to people that I consider rather critical about things in life, and they really liked it. So I was surprised. So anyways, it's back on, and I'm happy to be part of that troupe. It's been a lot of fun. This one is not anywhere, Jeff, that I have a post or anything, but I got this from an email, and I wanted to give a shout out to Rich Dixon. He's the Chief Financial Officer for the Industrial Development Agency in Chautauqua County. And I've known Rich quite a long time. We started out in the Chautauqua Leadership Network 25 years ago, and Rich has been working really hard for the Industrial Development Agency, and as you know, they are like the backbone of our county when it comes to economic development and bringing businesses in that. Well, congratulations, Rich. I just found out that you were the recipient of something called the Bryan T. Mcmahon Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Economic Development. And this is at the state level. This is big time. He was recognized as an accomplished economic developer due to his track record and extreme financial and operative management experience. Wow, that's really cool. So we've got some top guns when it comes to economic development in the county, and just glad and proud to have been associated with Rich. And so, Rich, I hope you catch this on the radio, or if not, somebody that does listen to it or watches it on TV, give him a pat on the back because he's doing some really phenomenal work out there on behalf of all of us. Okay, I mentioned that there's music everywhere. Last week we had myself and the Midnight Growlers. We opened for the Probables. Now the Probables are a regionally famous band. Parts of them used to be Big Leg, Emma, and so on. There's some really good music that's coming through our region, and you can see them at the Big Inlet, the Pine Junction, the Trillium, Grace and Abe's in Westfield. You see a lot of the music at your farmers markets. What I'm getting at is that music is alive and well once again, and we found a way to get through this horror that we've been through the last couple of years, and people are slowly coming out and enjoying music once again, and it's the lifeblood of our county. I mean, we got so much music, it's just coming out our pores. We're just so blessed to have so many good musicians in our area in every genre you can imagine. And we're going to be talking about another event here in a little bit under the other announcements, but I just thought I'd mention just a handful of the venues just here right around me here. And you know, I don't list them all because I can't remember them all, but there's things that pop up. Just watch the media and Facebook and newspapers, radio, and so on, and you'll hear where people are playing. Good stuff. Also, I'll have the honor once again to be the moderator for the 4th of July parade in Mayville, and my sidekick Rick Mascaro is going to join me. It'll be, I think, our 3rd time with the Mayville parade, but it's not our only parade. We did the Westfield parade in the middle of winter last year, and we had a good time. So stay tuned for that. The 4th of July, Chris Burt is going to produce that with his show Destination Chautauqua, and the guys are going to have all the equipment, and hopefully it's dry that day, and we'll be outside of the Mayville Library. So that's coming up here about a month. That's pretty cool. Okay, we have some other announcements I want to share with you, and we'll get right to it right now. Okay, so this comes from the county executive's office, and a lot of times he provides what's going on in Chautauqua County, things that I don't always get. So this weekend, the Barcelona Harbor Outdoor Expo at the venue called When Pigs Fly Barbecue down at the end of 394. You go all the way to the lake, bang, you're right there. The expo runs Friday and Saturday, so Friday's done. Saturday from 10 a.m. To 5 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Outdoor Expo combines shopping with the Western New York Walleye Classic. There will be products available for sale, ranging from fishing lures and sinkers to outdoor gear and a whole lot more. Attendees will also watch as the area's top anglers weigh in their biggest walleye. For more information, give them a call at 490-4226, 490-4226. You know, I know they do a lot of fishing tournaments there at Barcelona, and there's walleye, there's bass, I don't know what else they do, but it's a lot of fun, and you can see some pretty good-sized fish if you're interested in fish. I know recently my daughter's boyfriend brought some walleye up to the house, and I pan-fried it, and whew, it was delicious. Not because I cooked it, it just had to be delicious fish. Going on from June 3rd, so this has already started yesterday through September 5. I'm guessing that's Labor Day. The Bemis Point Stowe Ferry, providing rides on Fridays from 4 to 9 and Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 9. At the ferry landing at the Narrows on Chautauqua Lake, just down the road from here, between Stowe and Bemis Point. They've been doing it since 1811. So do the math, that's 211 years. The ferry has been a simple solution to connecting communities on opposite shores. Take a step back in history as you are transported across the lake on this unique cable-guided ferry. Donations are accepted and appreciated. Weather and pilot availability may impact the schedule, and you can always give them a call or get on their Facebook page. But the Bemis Point Stowe Ferry rides are in process as we speak, and should be a lot of fun if you've never been on it. It's just a really cool ride to do it, especially go from one side of the lake to the other. Okay, we talked about canceling things. Well, we talked a while back about something called Hyprov, which was be a performance at the Reggio. I think they did hypnosis and improvisation comedy. Well, it was canceled, but it's been rescheduled. So it was supposed to be yesterday, but now it's been rescheduled for April 15th, 2023. So they'll be back. It was presented by Colin Mockery of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And master hypnotist Assad Masai. Okay, if you had tickets, they will be honored at the new April 15th show next year. And if you do want a refund, they ask you to call 484-7070. Now, there's another event going on today, and it kind of is going to fit the theme of our show today, books, reading, just curling up with something really cool that either you love, it scares you, or you want to learn about something. Genres, our friends at Genres, which are located in the YWCA in Westfield, they are having a special event today. So Shannon would probably give me the business if I didn't remind you of this. Okay, it's going to be Meet the Authors Day Fair. And you can meet and greet with your local authors for signings, readings, one-on-one chats. They are all eager to speak to you about your books, how they write, how they came to become authors, and just about anything else you want to know. What kind of books they have? They got children's, young adult, fantasy, nonfiction, sci-fi, self-help, mystery, graphic novels, romance, swag, and a whole bunch of other things that are being offered. And they have free gifts. I don't know what they are. But Genres Authors Guild is having their Authors Day today. And you know what? I don't know if I see a time, Jeff. Noon to 4. Must be it got cut off. All right, so that's happening. And gee, if you want a nice book for this summer or get a bunch, go see Shannon and see Chris down there and the folks. Some of my friends will be down there as well. So good stuff. Okay, let's go on to the Regline. All right, this is coming up. They are featuring The Duke. It's set in the 1961 era when Kempton Button, a 60-year-old taxi driver, stole Goya's portrait of the Duke of Wellington from the National Gallery in London. Somehow this sounds complicated. It was the first and remains the only theft in the gallery's history. Kempton sent ransom notes saying that he would return the painting on condition that the government agreed to provide television for free to the elderly. Well, heck, you should come to Chautauqua County. That's what we do right here. What happened next became the stuff of legend. I guess it's a true story. Only 50 years later did the full story emerge, a startling revelation of how a good man set out to change the world and in doing so saved his son and his marriage. And it's starring Jim Broadbent and Helen Mirren. It's 96 minutes long. It's rated R. That's on June 8th, okay, at 7 p.m. Now, June 15th, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary. And this is, wait a minute, hang on. I guess that's the name of the movie, 20th anniversary. No, it's not. It's somebody's anniversary. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is the 20th anniversary of the movie. Did I get it right that time? Naya Vardalos, thank you, stars as a single girl who creates a major stir within her traditional Greek family by falling for a guy who has one fatal flaw. He's not Greek. John Corbett plays the handsome gentleman who gets swept up in a big Greek love story in a riotous film that has become one of the most successful independent films ever made. I saw that movie. It was a lot of fun. It's 95 minutes long. It's PG. And you can buy tickets by giving them a call at the Reg at 484-7070. Or you can go to the box office Monday and Friday from 12 to 5 p.m., Wednesday 12 to 8, or 1 hour before events. And most tickets, as I recall, are $7. Movies at the Reg are sponsored by the Silver Tree Seniors of Jamestown. So anyways, the Big Fat Greek Wedding, that was a fun movie. And I remember growing up that my parents' generation, they had requirements of who you could date and who you couldn't, and they tried to put that on me, but it didn't work. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Chautauqua Grown, what's in season and who has it? Okay, I get things from the Cornell Extension, and I just love to mention certain things. I mean, we've talked about bees, and we've talked about different things, and certain bugs that come around. Well, they're kind of sponsoring things that are going on right here in Chautauqua County. So let me read it. The Cooperative Extension Chautauqua County's agricultural program is excited to announce that their Chautauqua Grown program is currently being updated. Chautauqua Grown is the source for all things local foods in Chautauqua County, including a directory of farms, restaurants, farmers markets, and wineries, and so forth. And if you go to cce.cornell.edu/Chautauqua, let me say it again slower, cce.cornell.edu/Chautauqua, you'll find out all about the farmers markets and restaurants and so forth. Now, here's the deal. Produce that is in season right now. Now, this is amazing. Asparagus. I didn't think it was up yet. Beet greens, yes, I understand that. Kale, lettuce, parsnips, radishes, rhubarb, mine is up, scallions, spinach, and turnip greens. So they're all available, and some of our local farms offer you-pick opportunities. Be sure to check out their Facebook pages, which are linked at their website that I just mentioned. You can also find a delicious recipe for asparagus and chicken pasta, Justin. That's what's for dinner this week. Are you up for it?
I don't like asparagus.
He doesn't like asparagus. All right. The local farmers markets are starting up. Whew, don't make me laugh. The local farmers markets are starting up all over the county, showcasing many of the producers listed on their Chautauqua Grown website. And Chautauqua County is home to over, this is a staggering number, 1,500 farms, and more than 100 are selling their products directly to consumers through farm stores, roadside stands, and farmers markets. How cool is that? They always say the best food that you can eat is food that grows right out of your local soil. Chautauqua Grown helps to connect consumers to farmers by providing a comprehensive listing of all types of farms that offer fresh fruits and vegetables, meat products, honey, maple syrup, and a whole lot more. Okay, so Chautauqua County is live and well. We're having a good growing season so far. How cool is that? Get those farmers markets. Moving on, WRFA Picnic coming up. The theme for this year's fundraiser is Hall Fired Up. I don't know what exactly that means. Celebrating their artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So they're Hall Fired Up. Music that's going to be provided this year, Judas Priest, who is Chris Lee and Friends, Backlog, Cold Lazarus, Cindy Love and her All-Star Band, the Porcelain Bus Drivers, Gary Peters Jr. and Matthew Larson. Great lineup this year. To support WRFA, please consider purchasing a $20 ticket. Now listen, this is what you get. You get music, and you get 2 complimentary beers. Anyone with a ticket also receive 1 complimentary ticket for the WRFA gift basket giveaway. Okay, and then they also have additional tickets you can buy for $1. The gift basket will include items from a variety of local businesses. Hot dogs will be sold there, as well as a 50-50. So when is this? This is on Tuesday, June 21st, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this is going to be held at the Southern Tier Brewing Company at 2072 Stoneman Circle in Lakewood. I know that's a great venue for music, and people have been going there right along. Attendees under 21 get in for free, okay? So you have another great opportunity to get some great music. And number 18, I think that's our last slide for today. Jamestown Pride Weekend. We talked about this last week. It's going to be starting next Friday, June 10th. There's going to be a Pride Slow Roll bicycle ride being featured at Pearl City Cycle. 9 p.m. Laced Up Ladies at Sneakers Bar. Saturday, June 11th at 8:30. You have Andrew DeMeo providing free yoga at the National Comedy Center. At 9:30, they're going to raise their Pride flag at City Hall. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. will be the Pride Market, part of the farmers market there on 3rd and Main. From 4 to 10 at the Winter Garden Plaza. Oh boy. What is this? Yuki Lads, DJ, and so forth. Okay, Yuki Lads, there's going to be a DJ going on there. Sunday, June 12th, there'll be a Pride service at St. Luke's, and they're inviting everybody to come out and enjoy the festivities, the music, the shows, and so forth, and that's happening next weekend. All right, I think that's it, Jeff. So let's take a little breather, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
You know, that just reminded me that so many of our local farmers do help provide foods for the local food banks and so forth. So good on all of you. And it kind of goes right along with the theme that we're talking about for the Cornell Extension, homegrown foods right here. Okay, my guest has been patiently waiting. This is her 3rd time on the show, and I want to welcome back LJ Martin, who's part of the Chautauqua Cattaraugus Library System.
That's correct.
All right. So, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You sat there watching me struggle through all those long names and titles.
You did well, though.
Thank you. You were going to talk about a summer program and a road trip. So I'm going to let you kind of introduce whatever you want to introduce in any order you want to do it in.
Sounds good. Always glad to be back on the show. Love what you put out there. You promote reading, books, all the great authors in the area.
Good stuff.
Yeah. We're into June though, so that kicks off our summer reading program. A lot of our libraries are getting geared up, getting all the programming ready. And we do have 26 libraries in Chautauqua County, so each library has their own programming that they're working for, that they're working towards, and really excited this year that they can get back to full-on programming, getting the families back in, and really promoting the leisure of reading and lifelong reading.
So with the 26 libraries, are they requiring masks, or is it pretty much we assume you're vaccinated and you're on your honor?
It's on your honor, and if anyone feels more comfortable wearing a mask, they're welcome to. There's no formal requirements, and we respect anyone's position on that. But I do know from the last 2 years, a lot of libraries have worked to do outside programming because it was safer, and a lot of the families really enjoyed that as well. So quite a few of them, if they have space, are working to do more outdoor programming, weather permitting. It is Western New York.
Get that fresh air going, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And like I know, Frewsburg, Myers and Frewsburg is bringing in a massive whale, balloon whale. And they actually had to set it up at the church because they don't have room in their library. But you can schedule to get time in, and you can walk through this giant whale and see what the inside of the whale is like.
Wait a minute. This is like a exhibit?
It is. And
so you go inside the whale, and you said it's a balloon?
It's a big balloon, kind of like a bouncy house type structure, but it's all whale. And it goes along with the reading theme this year for our summer reading program, which is Oceans of Possibilities.
Oh my gosh. You know, I'm wondering, well, obviously it's air suspended if it's some kind of a balloon, but you know, years ago, we used to have this Stardome. I forgot exactly what it was called, but I had a big classroom, long story. But anyways, it would take up almost the whole thing. Justin, I don't know if you did that when you were in school, did you? And it's huge. It's like a great big dome, and then you put this projector in the middle of it, and it shows the stars.
Oh wow!
Okay, so I'm assuming it's got to be something air suspended, but it shows probably the bones. And
I think so. It's an out of I think they're out of Ohio group that's coming in, bringing it in for one day.
I've never heard of that. That is way cool.
But I'm really excited. It's next Sunday, the 12th, that they're having this in Frewsburg. So they're pretty excited to kick off their summer reading with it.
So where's this going to be located again?
It's in Frewsburg. It's at the local church.
Which church do you know?
That I don't remember, but it's close to the Frewsburg Library, Myers Memorial.
And if it's a big whale, it should be easy to spot.
Yeah, you're going to see all the crowds there and the kids excited. Having gone through a whale.
You know, and we talked about this before because it was coming back to me. But when I was growing up, going to the library was like going to church. It was quiet, and there was always somebody with. And I don't mean to pick on librarians, but the librarian was always, her hair was up in the bun. There was always a pen stuck in the bun, and they had these horn-rimmed glasses. I mean, it was true. I'm not making it up. And I mean, she was patient with us, but but it was like, don't mess around.
Yeah.
And but that's not the way it is anymore.
Oh, it's not.
Libraries are totally different, right?
They are. We want noise. That's the biggest thing, is getting families in, getting kids in. Kids aren't quiet. They never have been. And so a lot of our libraries do programs around creativity. We have, my office has kits that libraries will rent out so kids can get their hands dirty or make things.
Are you working with Molly Brown?
I am not. I've connected her with some of our libraries.
Okay.
But she did the worm farms last year for some of them. You really get your
She's
hands
coming
dirty.
up on the show here in a few weeks.
Oh, good. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Our kids loved playing with worms and dirt.
Well, would you ever consider a library and worms? I mean, it's like they
Not
don't go together.
usually.
But it's the hands-on experience. You know, if you get a book on farming or gardening or just nature in general, then you put it all together, right?
So, and I know quite a few of our libraries have the Audubon lined up, so bringing in different animals this year.
Yeah.
So really encourage your local library, check out their websites, kind of follow Facebook, social media, see what programs are coming up. We have a lot of jam-packed this year for summer reading, so we're excited to get the community back in and discover new books along the way.
Okay, so that's one library bringing in a whale. So is there anything else that popping up that comes to mind yet?
Nothing quite as big as the Whale, but I know like Jamestown has every week chucker block full of different programmings. They have their big makerspace room upstairs, and so there's robotics, there's slime, there's all sorts of different things for kids to be creative.
Did you say slime?
Yeah,
Once again, that does not go hand in hand with books, does it?
It doesn't, but
Like keep it in that room.
And it's just a way for kids to be kids and explore and question, ask the why question 50 million times.
I would have loved
with
to have done
someone
the
else.
robotics thing. Maybe I should still do it. You know, where you make something and it moves, you know, and you can control it and all that good stuff. So why summer reading? Where did it come from? Is this always been a mission of the library system?
It really has. Public librarians in general, I mean, we promote reading, we promote connecting people to the books, but it's also that community center. I mean, we were talking before the show started, Ripley has an amazing community center in their library, bringing in craft shows and those things that you don't think
Art
about.
shows and auctions and authors' nights and cooking and
and
jewelry
everything.
making.
And you typically wouldn't have thought about it in the library world, but libraries are a great place where you can come and just be yourself. There's no obligation to buy anything. There's no obligation to learn anything. Like you're not learning a specific thing. You can come and be as inquisitive as you want.
True or false? The community owns the library.
True.
Money goes through taxes or some fundraising because everybody libraries are different ways how they support themselves.
They do, yeah.
Well, like a public library is taxes. A free library is through donations or something or other. And I know there's another category out there that's I don't even know what it is, a volunteer library, but it's our library.
It is. It's the community. It's your anyone watching. They're your library.
And the thing that kind of bugs me sometimes is, for whatever reason, we've gotten, as a society, a little bit away from libraries. And if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So I really encourage people to, check it out. And, there's always time in our schedule to do something or encourage the kids to go down there and do something too. Because when we have kids and we say, okay, what can we do with them? And that creates the things that we need to kind of think in terms of, what could we do, and gets our mind thinking as adults to provide those programs. But if nobody shows up, nobody's going to do anything.
Yeah. And you asked why summer reading. School's out. And so a lot of where the summer reading initially came from across the nation, not just New York, is to combat that summer slide for kids. And so throughout the years, surveys and statistics show that from when school ends in June to when it starts back in September, kids without access to reading material and free reading and encouragement can lose up to 15% of what they learned that previous years. And so summer reading programs are not fully educational. It's not the same structure as schools, of course, but it's to encourage, like read 20 minutes a day or read a book a week, a picture book with your family, read together, and to really encourage that aspect of it and just provide free access.
Brain development, entertainment, information, education. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, when I was growing up, and I've mentioned this before, I used to spend hours in the public library. It was I can tell you exactly where it was. I was at this one corner right by the radiator in the wintertime, and I had this and there was a shelf that had all of the famous Americans, and I just went right down the list. I can remember the titles, starting with Washington, Lincoln, all the way to people that were just legends like Paul Bunyan and things like that. And to this day, when I'm traveling, my wife and my family or whatever, we'll go through different states. I go, I read that book about Mike Finn, or I read that about Paul Bunyan. There's a statue of him, Whether it was true or not doesn't matter. The fact was, I remember reading about that. Or, trying to find out how to put something together or fix something or whatever it is.
Yes.
Libraries have incredible resources.
And we do. And with the 26 libraries, you can imagine we have some bigger ones, some really tiny ones, but they all have great things. And being part of Chautauqua Cattaraugus Library System, if it's not at the library the day that you go in, within 3 days you'll get it there if it's in the system. We have our own delivery system that runs every day to different libraries, bringing materials. In my office, we'll see about 300 to 600 books a day coming through, going from one place to another.
Tremendous. Now, this is true confessions now. All right. I always had a library card as a kid, and then as an adult, you kind of you kind of do things. Went to college, had a library card there, blah, 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 blah. Then once you get out, you move around, you move from town to town. Well, I think it was this past spring, I was down at the Patterson and I was working on some research.
Oh, yeah.
On some Inca Indian pottery. Don't ask. Anyways, so I want to take out the books, and she says, "You got a library card?" I just got it froze. I have an official hard plastic Chautauqua Cattaraugus Library card now. So and I get emails from them giving me updates and things like that. So way cool, just way cool. So I mean, it's not that little piece of paper that you used to get or whatever.
No, it's a hard card. It's got to compete with a credit card.
I'm a card-carrying member now.
Excellent.
So anyways, I thought you'd be proud of me.
Yeah, I am.
I just ran by it the other day. I was going through some stuff in my wallet. I go, oh, there's my library card. And but it's good for any library, right?
It is. So you could take that card in Jamestown, Ripley, Sherman, any of them. You'll be able to.
But it
check
wasn't
out
always
materials.
that way, right?
No.
I remember going to Ripley years ago when my kids were little. They say, "You got a library card?" I go, "No." Well, let's give you a number. You're now number 492. And that's all you got to do is tell us your number. Go,
yeah.
Okay. But now with this card, it's really nice.
Yeah, the computer system. I mean, the computer tracks everything.
It's like a credit card.
It is.
They ask you all your personal information. Well, within reason, but your address and stuff. And you give them your card, and then you get a little email saying, your book is due in 2 days or whatever it is. And the cool part is I didn't have to go back to Jamestown. I just dropped it off at my local library, right? So very, very cool. And for people that are doing research, genealogy, or if you're in college and you need a book that's in the system, wherever the system is, because it's more than just the 26 libraries, right?
It is. And we extended to Cattaraugus, and there's 13 libraries there. And then we also do interlibrary loan from out of state as well. So if you have a specific book you're doing research on and we don't have it, if you go to our website, there's an interlibrary loan form, fill it out, and we'll work to bring it in for you.
So free of charge, once again, just don't be late.
Yeah, just don't be late.
Okay. So, you mentioned the summer slide, and being in education, it's absolutely true. I mean, that's why many schools have summer programs, 6-week programs, especially children with that have a disability or children that just need a little extra enrichment. It's a real thing. It's really, and when you think about it, when you have been working on a computer and you haven't been on it for a while, how did I do that? We all have that little slide here and there, so that's terrific. So, did you have a poster or something?
I did. So
let's pop that up, Jeff. And we have for the summer reading program.
About the summer reading ocean theme. So every year, New York State and other states as well kind of pick a theme, and we go with an official program. And this year's Ocean's a Possibility, so you can see all the cute little graphics that you'll see library promotion on social media, Facebook, Instagram. And it's throughout our libraries. Most of the libraries will go with this theme. A couple of them kind of go with the theme, but then also add in their own spin. So every library is going to be different. So whatever your local library is, but then check out the rest as well. I mean, there's tons of great things happening this summer.
Okay, now in the past you had a book for adults that you were featuring.
We did the NEA Big Read in 2020, and so that's
I still have that book.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
short stories, horror.
That horror one, woo! There was an interesting twist to the first story, I remember, and I'm like, I did not see that coming.
We haven't gone for that again, but we do have our digital platform, Overdrive and Libby. I don't know if you have the Libby app, so you can read books on your phone. But with your library card, you have access to that for free as well. And now do about every other month a Libby Reads, and so everyone can download the same book and read the book and kind of participate in online discussions. They're not in the middle of one right now, but I think the next one's July that'll be coming up, so we'll do promotion for that.
I like technology and stuff, but I have never really gotten comfortable reading a full book on my iPad or my phone. I like to have the hard copy or soft cover, and I also like to dog ear the pages.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that. Oh my God! If you get all my books, you always know where I was. It's sort of like a chronology of watching where I went, But I kind of like that a little better. I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of reading online. There's no question about it. news releases and things like that. But there are people that definitely like that format.
Oh, there is. And a lot of people I talk to prefer the in-hand book. But if you're on the go, I use it a lot when I travel, audiobooks. And so I just download it to my phone, listen to it on the plane or to and from work. So there's a lot of different opportunities. And we try to keep that stocked with bestsellers as well and things you might not have sought to seek, but you'll see it on like New Page and might want to check it out.
You know, to me, we get a monthly blast from our local library in Ripley, and they list all the new titles.
Yeah.
You know, if you went up to a typical person on the street and you say, how many new books do you think your library gets each month? I'll bet they would say less than 25. We're looking like hundreds. Is that pretty typical?
It is. And Ripley's one of our smaller ones, and she works with the system to get some discounts here and there, but then their director is amazing. Rhonda sources what she can, brings in, and it's not just one genre. She's looking at bestsellers and trying to bring in whatever people want to read.
But I mean, it's incredible.
It is.
And where's the funding come from for any library, not just Ripley? But
some of it comes from the local municipality, so whether it's the city, some of it's school taxes, if it's that, public free library, book sales. You see the book sales season is coming up, and so a lot of funding will come from that. And then benefactors in the community that are donations.
Very often I've taken out a book, I don't even know what it was about, and you'll see donated by, you know, it's way cool. You know?
Yeah.
And it might be something that they donated like 30 years ago, but it just keeps on giving.
It does.
And, you know, you say the book sale, you know, people don't realize there's some really good books out there you can get for like $1 or $2 because it's time to move along. And, you know, how do you, well, okay, good question here.
Okay.
Here's my good question. How do you know what books to get rid of? Because I know that at book sales, you'll see hundreds of books. Like in the Patterson Library, they have whole tents some years, you know, I've seen.
They do. And it's part of the library job is to weed out. We call it weeding. And so you go through, and different libraries will have different criteria, but you look at how often has it been checked out within a certain period, in the last 5 years or something? Is the information outdated? Does it no longer serve the purpose in the collection, in different things? And so directors will help with their staff to start reading out titles, because you get to a library like Clymer. Clymer is one of our smallest ones. Darlene does an amazing job with the space she has. But in order to bring in 100 new books, you have to be able to find space for them. And that's where a lot of the books come in the book sale. And they were well loved at the time when they first came in, and they served their purpose, and now it's time to find them a new home so they can get their second life.
Very good. Yeah, you know, the first thing I always see when I go to those sales is like DOS for idiots, or all these big, huge computer manuals that nobody has used in like 30 years.
Yep.
You know, or you know, those kinds of things. But yeah, but you know, I true story. I went to someplace, a book sale of some sort locally, and I bought Colin Powell's life. His autobiography.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I have used quotes from that book in classes that I've taught. Just things that he said that are just like so simple, but you just never know what you're going to get out of a book. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
So, how about the local authors? Do they donate their books? Because
some of them do.
I mentioned earlier, I don't know how many different authors. I bet I've had 10, 20 authors throughout the 8 years that we've been on the air. A lot of authors.
Yeah, and we have a lot in the area, which I think is fantastic. Writing about the area or writing fantasy. A lot of authors will donate to the system in that, into specifically their local library, and then everyone has access to it. And then a lot of libraries offer author talks, and so they'll bring in if an author has just published or is just trying to get the word out again, and so they'll have an evening with an author and come in, see about the writing process, get a chance to buy the book, get it signed.
You know, and the thing the old saying is you're only an expert when you're outside of your own backyard or somebody else. You know, I mean, people don't realize that the authors we have here in Chautauqua County are just like the authors that are over in Ohio or in San Francisco or down in Florida or in New York City. They're good writers. They're excellent writers. And there's every genre, as we mentioned earlier, that you can find in these local authors. And why people don't think of them in the same way, I don't know.
I
they're
never
just
understood that.
they're just somebody that's, you know, a retired old geezer that want to write their memoirs, or it's you know, a young kid that just blah 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 blah. You know, but it's good stuff.
I was going to say they're great stories. The memoirs, the stories that they have are just as great as anything else outside the area.
Yeah.
So yeah, look up the local authors. Read a couple good.
So we mentioned genres. You
Yes.
said you're going to drop over there sometime.
Yeah, I had interviewed Shannon for the big read,
Oh,
and
okay,
so
yeah.
she had talked about getting that going at that time, and then I just kind of lost track and didn't realize she got genres going, which
It
is
is
fantastic.
up and running, and we had 3 authors herself. Mary Ellen Humphrey and Robin Albright. They were
Oh,
here. The 3 of them
great.
were here about 6 months ago, I think, promoting genres. And then many of the authors I've had here, Bob Terryberry, Jim McQuiston, Mary Ellen Humphrey again, they had books, and they have, have a supply of their books at the library. And I think they're going to be, you know, giving talks there too. So
That's
just
great.
good, and every one of them is totally different. You know, when Shannon was on the air, we have more laughs per minute than any other. Rick Mascaro, I don't know if you know Rick, but he's a theater and so forth. But Shannon was we just had a blast together.
She's fantastic to talk to, and just can go for hours.
I ran into her down in Barcelona at Jack's Barcelona drive-in restaurant. This was about a year and a half ago, and she said to me, "When I write my 50th book, you need to have me on your show." So I said, "When you write your 50th book, you contact me." And sure enough, she did. And,
She did.
And now she's like in her 60th book or something.
wow.
She's really prolific and really.
She just has all the stories in that head and just trying to get them out.
They come. So anyways, okay, so we talked about the summer reading, and then
Yes.
there was something else you were going to talk
Well,
about.
there
What was
is
that?
new this year. So I don't want you to think that summer reading is just for kids and that. There's a lot of things for adults as well in your libraries. But something new this year we're trying to really get the community back out is called the CCLS Road Trip. I do have my little passport, or it's on the screen here as well. So we do have 38 libraries within our full system between Chautauqua and Cattaraugus. That's 36 libraries with 2 branches. And so Seneca Nation is a branch, and then Stockton Casadega is a branch, making 38 total libraries. And we really want to encourage everyone to visit as many as you can from June 1st, we've already started, through August 31st. You can stop into any of our libraries and pick up a free passport and map. I have the passport here for an example, and get it stamped. So take your passport around, check the website, see what programs are going on, authors, different programming, book clubs, tons of great things that are going to be happening this summer. At each stop, you can get a stamp in the library, and then if you hit certain mile markers, we have, like if you hit the 6th library, you get a pen or pencil. 13th library, I got keychains that I've made. At the 26th library, a card magnet to say I love libraries and support what we've done. I got enamel pins with our logo on it that are coming out if you hit 31 libraries.
Whoa.
And if you hit all 38 libraries, you can get a beverage koozie and a squid hat.
Squid hat?
I think you need to get the squid hat.
Squid hat?
So you can wear in September.
What's a squid hat?
It is a hat that has little tentacles coming off of
Oh
it.
my.
Because who
I would
wouldn't
look
want
good
a
in a
squid,
squid hat.
You would.
First thing is, what's that show? SpongeBob SquarePants. He's got Squidster. or whatever.
Squidward, yep.
Squidward.
Yep.
That's what made me think squid hat. Wow, that would be quite an undertaking. All right, so we had a, what do they call that, QR code?
Yep, QR code, and that'll take you to our website, and all the information's on there. Different.
So now if somebody goes at their
Grouping.
TV screen, they can
Yep, they'll be able to scan.
right up there with their iPhone and take a picture of that, and that takes you to there.
Yep, and you don't even need to take a picture. Just hover your phone on the camera over that QR code, and then a little yellow part will pop up to take you. And it's to that website right there, cclsny.org, road trip.
Okay, I'm going to leave that up there a little bit. What? Do it. I'll do it if you do it. We'll have squid hats.
No, I mean actually the QR code.
Oh, do it right now? I can't get close enough. Can I get close enough? I don't know. I'm going to try it. Everybody just hang on a second. I'm going to try
Try
this.
not the QR codes.
Oh my God. All right, so I'm trying to do this here. I don't know. Oh,
Did it work?
yeah. So, I don't know what to do.
You might have to get a little closer.
I think so too.
We'll get it out.
All right, we'll try it next time. Anyways, it's as simple as that. I've done QR codes at restaurants and things, and so. But that's the technology out there.
It is.
I don't even know how it works, but it's really cool. Okay, so
So if you don't want to do QR codes and you don't like technology, because that would be my family, just stop at any library. And this is the passport. This is what you're going to be picking up. It's free. We did it through 360 Graphic here in Jamestown. And then you'll see inside each library has its own.
Hold that right up. Justin will get a little zoom in there.
And so you can know what library you're going to, put down a date visited, so you can kind of keep track of your summer and the road trip. And we have one of these pictures for every library, so you can, if you've never been to one, you know what you're looking for in the
That's
community.
kind of interesting. I've never seen that before. There's the little shape of every library.
Yep. We did, Ashley Ornez, she did a drawing of every single one of our libraries in 2020. I was actually going to do this program in 2020, but the universe had other plans for me.
Yeah.
And so we're able to pull them out and use them again this year, and we're really excited to get the community back into the libraries, discover new libraries, so many unique architecture, different things. Asheville has a cat, go say hi to Libby. Portville out in past Olean has a cat as well, so you have a couple.
I have to go to Portville to get a squid hat?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Portville, Machias, top part of Cat County, Delavan, Yorkshire up there.
Delavan, Yorkshire. That sounds like something to eat. Yorkshire pudding. Or
It
something.
does.
When I was a kid, I always thought, oh, Yorkshire puddings, that sounds good. It's like dough. It's like hard, dry out stuff you put gravy on or something.
A little
Sorry out there
disappointing.
that like Yorkshire pudding. I was in Canada one time. I was so excited to get it. Like, what is this? Anyways, okay, so that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's overlaid with the summer reading, so it's a great program for families. If you have anyone visiting this summer and you want to show off, so you don't have to get all 38, but that's where you get your squid hat. But there's a lot of other fun prizes. The keychain and magnets are really, really neat as well, so you can show your love for libraries that way.
So just because now I've promoted this whole project, I don't get a squid hat. I have to go to the library like everybody else.
Yeah. I don't get my squid hat until I do it.
Okay, so I had those are names that I am not familiar with as far as library goes. So Machias, I don't even know where that's near. Where is that near?
That is in between Franklinville and Delavan.
Franklinville is way out there.
It is.
That's way out you go out 86 on the expressway to Franklinville,
Yep,
right?
and then kind of straight up.
Yeah, I did some training out there years
Oh,
ago.
nice.
Well, it was that day I ended up in a snowbank.
Oh, that's why we did this in the summer.
This is summertime is a good thing.
So no snow.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Better not be.
Okay. All right. So this just sounds so much fun. The summer reading program, the road trip. This is totally different. I'm still trying to imagine the librarian in my mind that she's having a heart attack right now from all this stuff.
She might not enjoy
You
this.
can't bring that stuff in here. This is my library, But that's great. Because we broadcast here in the western part, in the northern part of the county, I like to think of some of the libraries that I've been to. I've been to more than one. But the two others besides Ripley and the Patterson, Prendergast that jump out of my mind is the one in Brockton.
Oh,
Ahira.
Yep.
That is such an interesting. It looks like something out of Harry Potter.
It does.
Doesn't it?
The outside architecture is beautiful, and then inside Julie has done amazing things.
High ceilings and just like going way back in time.
It is.
And do you have any idea what that was originally?
I don't. She may have told me, but I can't recall right now.
Yeah, and then of course the Patterson Library. I actually, when people come to town, I take them to the Patterson Library as a destination spot because I love all the animals and things like that, all the birds and above the shelves and things like that. And then a lot of people don't realize that the Ripley Library was the Baptist Church, and it was built in 1893. I know that because I'm town historian now, but. And so forth. Okay, hey, we got a phone call.
All right.
All right. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hey.
Linda Spalding. Good morning, Doc.
You're
Good
back.
morning, Elsie. I know we don't have much time, but I love the library. I'm a big supporter of libraries and
Oh,
books.
good.
And the books you hold in your hand.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
And I treasure them. And Doc, you mentioned something about how do you know what books to give away? I can't give books away. I just can't. It's like giving a part of my soul.
I have a wooden shelf in our house that it's starting to droop because I got all these books on it. And Barb says, "You got it." No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Lynn,
That's why
what's
I go to the library.
which-
That's why I go. I don't have to worry about not giving it away. I don't have room for any more books.
oh my gosh, Lynn. Not to pick any favorites, but do you have a library too that you frequent?
Well, I go to the Chautauqua Library a lot.
Where's that?
The Chautauqua? It's called the Smith Library.
Oh, on the grounds in the institution.
On the ground, yeah.
Okay.
And I go to Mayville and I go to Westfield.
Mayville's a nice library.
It
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. And I go to the Jamestown Prendergast.
I bet-
Oh,
that's
good.
Yeah. Well, you make the rounds.
You do?
Oh, I love libraries. Well, Doug and I used to always hang out in libraries. That's where we would go for a day's feast.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Lynn, as
Yeah.
far as the Smith Library, is that part of the public library system?
It is?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So how do you get it? Do you have to pay to get into the grounds to go?
No, you could get in the summer for free.
Really?
Really,
you
you can get into the library for free,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get into the post office for free.
So if I were to go to the Chautauqua Institution during the summer and I
Mm-hmm.
park and I say I want to go to the library, they just let you in?
They give you a
Yes,
library pass. Yep.
Are you
Yes,
kidding?
sir.
I am learning stuff here all the time on my show. Well, I have to figure this all out because it's a limited pass. All right. Jeff just put
It
that in
is.
my ear. All right. But I gotta get that squid head, so I gotta
Yep,
figure
you
this
gotta
out.
get down
How am I
there.
gonna do this? You see,
Yeah, and you can
there's
go
a method
the
to my
cinema.
madness here. I had to figure that one out.
Yeah, you can go to the cinema for free too. Oh no, you have to pay when you go in the cinema
Oh,
for
sure.
the movie.
Oh, I didn't know
Like,
that either.
you didn't know? No, And if you have tickets for like the theater or the opera,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay gate fee for that either because you've paid for your opera and theater.
Okay. Woo. Okay. Smith Library, get a pass,
Yep.
limited pass, get
And
my
it's-
squid hat.
Yep, just ask for a library pass. And in the past, it's been about a 2-hour pass. You can get down,
Mm-hmm.
browse the books, the library staff will stamp it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, nobody can keep you out of the library.
Oh,
I
right.
support the library system.
That's
I
great.
really do.
We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and all of my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, I take them to the library.
Oh,
and I want
good.
to add one thing about Chautauqua library system. I grew up in Buffalo, and we have wonderful libraries there, but they're so big, and it's a city, and it's so impersonal. I just love the libraries here because I know everybody. It's so close and friendly and welcoming and hospitable. It's an entirely different setting, and I just love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
All right, Lynn. Well, enjoy your weekend and go get a book down at Genres. They're having their Authors Day.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Have a wonderful week.
Okay,
Thank
take care.
you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, we're down to like a minute and 40-some seconds. So how about let's review the summer reading program and the road trip.
Summer reading program will be starting at libraries. Check out their websites. Get involved, families, great books. And then while you're out there, pick up a passport, get it stamped for a road trip, and see how many of our 38 libraries you can visit this summer.
Okay, now as far as the summer reading, that starts at the end of school year or starting now? Or?
It depends on the library. So some will be starting as school ends, some are in July, some will go July to August, and that's really dependent on the specific library.
And we were saying that libraries are really and truly are community centers.
They are.
They're more than just a book on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
That's big time enough, but
Yeah.
okay. And then the road trip, the big prize is a squid hat.
Is a squid hat.
It's just like one size fits all squid hat.
It is.
So,
But it's worth it.
It's worth it. Man, I gotta go look at that. 38 libraries. You
38.
said. Oh my god.
That's easy enough. You got 3 months.
Easy. My gosh. Okay. Well, folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guest has been L.J. Martin, and your title is
Outreach and Youth Coordinator.
Youth Coordinator.
Yep.
Okay. And it's obvious that you're enjoying what you do and that you're really promoting good things for kids. And I really thank you for your service in that regard, because my kids have all grown up loving books and as much as they would want to read, but they enrich our lives and continues to enrich my life.
Oh, good.
And I've got books I still got to get to, because everybody gives me their book when they're on their show, and there's only so much time in a day. So, anyways, thanks for coming on, and
Of
we got a
course.
plan next year.
Yes, we
Let's
do.
do it. All right,
Yes.
we'll get a date for you on that.
Perfect.
All right, folks, enjoy the great weather. Go do all the good good stuff here in Chautauqua County. We're going to do this again next week here on XS Chautauqua, channel 1301 on Spectrum. Have a great day. Take care now. Bye-bye.